Leicestershire Round is a long-distance hiking route that starts and ends in Bradgate Park, a few miles northwest of Leicester. It was created in 1987 by Leicestershire Footpath Association to mark 100 years of the organisation, and to this day is well maintained, with hundreds of walkers and runners using the trails on a daily basis. The distance of the round is approximately 100 miles or 165 kilometres, with a relatively gentle elevation gain of 2,200 metres. The terrain varies between forests, rolling hills, bridleways and canal paths as it passes through places and areas rich in history, such as the Charnwood Forest, Borough Hill, Foxton Lock, High Cross and the Bosworth Battlefield. Most people that commit to completing the route do so over a number of weeks or months and typically follow the 10 sections as detailed in the official route book. My ambition, however, would be to set the new self-supported fastest known time, which has stood at 27 hours 40 minutes since June 2020. A self-supported style is one where outside help is not allowed in the form of crewing or pacing. However, use of publicly available services such as shops, cafes and campsites is permitted. Another way of replenishing water, nutrition and gear for later stages of a FKT effort is to deposit drop bags, which is what I'd be relying on. Why will I be doing this? Leicestershire and Bradgate Park in particular is a place that's close to my heart, as it's where my trail running journey began a few years ago. I have many fond memories of sharing these trails with other runners, and the internal peace that I discovered here is something that will always stay with me in one form or another, which is why I wanted to return here on my 30th birthday in January 2026 to celebrate a big life event, but also to explore Leicestershire's nature in all its beauty and brutality. One of my favourite things about doing ultras is the logistical challenge, and doing this fastest known time attempt will be definitely a big challenge for me. So as you can see, I've got a lot of kit here, which so I'll just go through it one by one. So I've got my Phoenix head torch and I've got spare batteries for it. It should last me the whole 24 hours. I've got my Sunto race watch as well, which has been reliable in the past. I've got the GPX loaded on there, obviously. Some earphones, Innovate Maxes. Now these have got about 500 miles in them and they are coming apart a bit, so I think this will be their last rodeo, but they are comfy, they are reliable, and I'm looking forward to using them. This time I haven't forgotten my insoles like at Julian Alps, so hopefully I won't have any foot issues. I've also gone for poles. Now this course is quite flat, but I've opted to use poles from about 112 kilometers in. So I will have two drop bags, one at 68 kilometers and one at 112 kilometers. And I will leave the poles at 112 because if I'm struggling to run at that point of time, then at least I can use the poles to power hike my way in. I've got my emergency supplies, money, toilet paper, some body glide cream, some tape, some painkillers, that kind of stuff that you always need. 4 flasks, emergency blanket, it's very important. And I should be able to keep all of this in this Innovate Race Pack 20, which I found really comfortable on my training runs. And I'm definitely putting a lot of trust in it. In terms of my actual clothing, I will have Innovate socks, these North Face gloves, which have waterproof mittens, a Rab base layer, standard running top, a mid layer which is very comfy, compression shorts, and this Innovate Storm Shell. So a nice mixture of layers that will hopefully keep me warm and dry. In my emergency clothing bag, which I will also have in my Innovate Race Pack, I've got some leggings, some Harrier trail running trousers, another mid layer, quick drying towel, some more gloves, a hat and some socks. Now the reason for this is it's because it's January and we've had a pretty decent week in terms of winter at the moment. and it looks to continue for the next few days. So the weather forecast at the moment is showing temperatures of up to 2 degrees and probably as low down as -2, with a very high chance of rain, sleet, snow, and yeah, so it will definitely be, I think, a bit of a gamble not taking some of this kit, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. So nutrition for this FKT is quite varied, but I have a pretty decent stomach, so I'm sure I'll be okay. So I'll just go through it one by one as I deal with everything else. I've got some gels here, Sturka gels, SIS gels. They've both got 40 to 50 grams of carbs in them, so really good source of fuel. These PF90 gels, again, perfect for nighttime running, because as long as you get one of them down every hour and a half, you're pretty much sorted. Sturka bars, good source of carbs and protein as well. Voom bars, they've got caffeine in and 45 grams of carbs in. Kendall Mint Cape, easy, simple fuel, perfect for the run. We've got some Fizzy Fangs and some jelly bars, some sweets. Again, a nice variety. Caffeine bullets, I believe there's 4 or 6 in there. And then we've got Tailwind, 9 sachets altogether. The run I'm splitting into 10 sections, so it should last me the whole run. And then we've got some Red Bull and Ketone IQ to hopefully help me be focused. Now finally, I've got some real food, because during ultras I do like to have some real food, whether that's a Marmite sandwich, some soup, some pasta. So I will have these in my drop bags, approximately 68 kilometers and 112 kilometers in. So yeah, I won't have to carry all of this, otherwise that would be a lot. I will roughly, as according to this plan, which I'll show you quickly. So I have this first section here is what I will start off with. Some water, basically I'm going to buy some water from the shop and also from the pub. And then I've got the second drop bag, no, the first drop bag, sorry, 68 kilometers in. Should be there about 5 or 6 p.m. Again, I've got everything detailed down, and I will have all of these bits split into individual sandwich bags as well, so I don't have to think too much. Now I've got the second drop bag as well, 112 kilometers in, which is where I will collect my poles. And again, more of this real food, well, Red Bull, some more Ketone IQ. Hopefully it will get me through the last section. It's 6 AM on the morning of 8th January and it's time to do my Leicestershire Round. Now my sleep hasn't been too good, to be honest. I went to bed pretty early, about 8:30 last night, hoping to wake up at 5 AM this morning and get a solid 8 to 9 hours of sleep. But the apartment was freezing. As you can see, I'm still in my thermals. My toes were just in so much pain from the cold, which isn't a good sign before the actual event. But yeah, I managed to fall asleep just after 9. I had to wear 3 pairs of socks on. I don't know why it was so cold. I don't think anyone's been in this apartment for a few days, and obviously we've had a cold spell. But I made it through the night. My neck's a bit stiff, didn't sleep too well. But yeah, apart from that, just got the normal pre-race anxiety. In one way, I'm kind of ignoring it, and another way, I'm welcoming it and accepting it, as obviously this thing means a lot to me. So of course I'm going to be a bit anxious about it. But yeah, here I am. Just did some stretches. There's not much space, as you can see as well. But I got a good 20-minute yoga set in. Tried to relax a bit. Just gonna have some breakfast now. A big bowl of cinnamon cereal, 2 strong coffees, and it will be time to go. This is it. 5 minutes to go. It's 8 o'clock, the bells are ringing, and it's time to go. Morning. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. I've waited a couple of months for this. Oh, it's going to be one hell of an adventure. Going a little bit too fast. I think the adrenaline has taken over. It's a little bit claggy today and about 3 degrees. I started this morning feeling quite cold, so I've got a few layers on, some gloves, but I'm warming up quite fast actually. I'm still running in zone 1 or zone 2, but try not to run off too fast because obviously I'll sweat and then that cold sweat won't be very good for the body. I'm slowly approaching the end of the first section in Mount Sorrel, and I've got my first logistical hurdle of the round. So my second section will be finishing in Frisbee on the Reek, which is a small village. Now there used to be an off license there which has since shut down, so I was hoping to go to the pub to get 2 litres of water there. But I've just realised I'm going a bit fast and I would get there before 12 o'clock, which is when they're supposedly open. And then even if they were opening at that time, I'm not sure if they really would be there. Sometimes with these villages they don't open for like another hour after the supposed opening time, so it's a bit of a gamble. I've just checked Google Maps again and it appears the pub is actually permanently closed, so it's a good thing I checked. But it means now that when I get to Mount Sorrel I'll have to buy 3 litres of water for the next 3 sections until I get to my drop bags, and obviously that's quite a bit of weight, but it is what it is. I've got a good pace at the moment, a little bit of a advantage, so I'm going to keep that momentum up. Here we are, good old bargain booze. I've got my 3 litres of water. 2 of the bottles will fit nicely in my side pockets, so it should be nicely distributed around the pack. So yeah, not a bad job, and we carry on. So I just had to go through all that crap, even though there's a perfectly good path that I'm currently on. So about 100 yards back, the sign for Leicestershire Round, it pointed left over the footbridge. So I crossed that and then went down the path through the hedges there. No idea why, but I turned around because I started getting cuts on my legs, and yeah, behold, there's a path there. So what's all that about? just done my first half marathon in 2 hours 26, so I've got roughly about 7 of them to go. I suppose the pace is a bit fast, but I still feel like I've slowed down quite a bit. I can definitely feel the weight, the extra weight of the water that I'm carrying. I was hoping to, my initial plan, like I said before, was to refill my water bottles at a pub at the next stop, but that's close. I was hoping to do like a fast 68 kilometers to begin with, because in my drop bags I've got 3 litres of liquid in both of them, so I'm gonna have to carry that liquid anyway. But if my good pace continues, there is an upside. There is a pub in Foxton, which is approximately halfway in, about 84 kilometers in. It closes at 6, but if I get there relatively early, say 5:15 or 5:30, then I can have a quick stop, recharge my devices and fill up water there, so I don't have to carry it all. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with the flow and see how it is. So this is an actual crossing, I'm not making it up. You can see the path continues over there, yeah. So this training block hasn't been the best. I resumed my running in early October because I had that Julian Alps race at the end of September, and yeah, initially it was going well. My weekly total increase was, I think, all right. By the way, this was the first time in a year I was training without a coach as well. Unfortunately couldn't afford it anymore, but yeah, I think the plan was going well, steadily increasing it. Had a few weeks at about 50 miles, increased it to about 70 miles, which was about 112, 115 kilometers. And then I started getting pains in my calves. So I think I basically, 1 sec, need to check the route, yeah. Basically I think I overtrained, and it wasn't the volume, it was rather the, yeah, it was the volume of the individual runs. So I would do 3 runs throughout the week of about 15 to 16 kilometers. 1 easy run, 1 sort of okay, and then 1 which was like a hill session or a speed session. And then I would also do like 1 or 2 very easy recovery 10Ks, and then obviously double runs, back-to-back runs on the weekends, which sometimes they went up to about 65 kilometers. So yeah, I ended up getting a little bit injured. In the future I'll keep the frequency of the runs, but I will split them onto an easy run in the morning, like 8K, and then 8K after work again. I think that'll be better for the body. But yeah, you learn from your mistakes. So then I took a week off and cycled about 120 kilometers, let my body reset, and then I went back to doing 2 50-mile weeks, including 1 over Christmas where I did a 4x4x48 challenge, and that was my peak. Well, it wasn't my peak week, but it was the end of my training. And from there I tapered, obviously did about 48 kilometers last week, 30 miles, and yeah, now I'm here. Currently not experiencing any pain. I have a feeling my abductor may play up a bit later, so I'm a bit worried about that, but we'll see. I know it's supposed to be really snowy tonight as well, so it'll be tough going. I am so happy it's not raining. That was my worst fear. That would be like 3 or 4 degrees and just relentless rain. It's the worst conditions you can really run in, and they just feel so daunting and never ending. But no, it's a calm day, no wind. Oh, I'm so relieved it's not raining, very happy. That was my biggest fear going into this, that would be like 4 degrees and just hammering it with rain. But no, it's a calm day, no wind, about what, 4 degrees or something. The storm is coming later, that will be interesting, but I've got plenty of layers with me. I'll have poles later with me as well. I can just crack on. I'll build an advantage now, and to be honest, I'm feeling optimistic about getting this done in under 22 hours 40 minutes and having the overall record. Now yeah, that would be a dream, but yeah, plenty of way to go yet. Right, this is probably going to be too much information, but I had a gel about 20 minutes ago. I've been hitting the carbs quite hard, and yeah, my belly did not like that. Started rumbling straight away, and I started panicking about what's going to happen because I've never had to relieve myself outside. I've got various, I don't know, I've got toilet paper and stuff, but it's not a nice thing to do. Luckily, I came across this church, and it said on the sign outside it, everyone's welcome, and it was open, and there was a toilet inside. So I'm a very happy man right now, maybe slightly religious as well. So yeah, thanks God, you sorted me out. You know your bag's too big when you're struggling to fit through that. I swear all I ever film is sheep. Wherever I am in the country, it's always sheep. Just sorted my flasks out and my food. I'm in Frisbee on the Reek, so about 32 kilometers in. It's 11:55, so I'm 5 minutes underneath the 21-hour schedule, so everything's going well so far. It's been really nice to receive loads of birthday messages today. They're definitely adding fuel to my legs. It will be a long day, but thanks to the support of my friends and family, I'll get through it. I suspect this will be quite a bit of the route, just endless trails through farm fields. It's not very inspiring. It's really not nice running along this terrain. I've had a couple kilometers now. It's just slippery, and it's not good for my abductors as well, having to work extra hard. It's just impossible to run on this terrain. Parsnip field. Just hit 40k in 5 hours and 3 minutes. The last few kilometers were tough. It put me in a difficult mental situation, so the music's coming on now. I've only got like 75% of battery left on my phone, so I've got to be conscious of it. So 1 hour of music, I've got 10k left until the next stop. Just got to get through it now. just leaving the village of Summerby, which is my stop number 3. I'm 49 kilometers in. It's about 20 past 2, so 6 hours 20 into my round. And yeah, I arrived here exactly at 2:13, which is exactly as the 21-hour schedule is. So still doing really well, I think. Of course, yeah, I'm feeling a bit less energetic now. The pack weight has decreased again, but yeah, I've got a 20 kilometer section now to Hallerton, which is where my drop bag is. To remain on the 21-hour schedule, I have to get there for 10 to 5, so that's roughly 2.5 hours away. We'll see what the terrain's like, but yeah, the last bit, it was better than the beginning. With all the fields, it was just horrible, but I actually managed a nice little run next to the Burrow Hill and then through the forest, so I enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on now. Just went through a farm and had a nasty incident with a dog. Well, 3 dogs actually, all running around me and barking. Lasted for about 20 seconds before the owner realised what's going on. Not nice, but it woke me up a bit. Seven hours 57 in, so nearly 4 o'clock. It's getting dark, it's getting spooky. The storm weather just appeared on my watch as well, so that will be happening soon. I'm feeling okay, a bit tired to be honest, and yeah, quite achy. I've got about 50k left until my second drop bag with the poles. I can't wait to use them. I wish I had them in my first bag. My first bag will be in about 7.5k, so I've got about 50 minutes left till I get to that. Keep doing the mixture of walking and running, still keeping a good pace, about 7:30, 8-minute kilometers, so not ultra fast but decent enough to get by. Just reaching Hallerton. Let's see if my drop bag's here. Come on, please be here. Yes, look at that. Yeah. Package retrieved. Now I just need to find somewhere sheltered to change my supplies over. It started raining as well, or maybe sleeting, I can't tell. Obviously I need to put on my headlamp as well because I can't see shit, so the last mile or 2 was just through the fields again, just completely caked in mud. Not good. Just outside the pub in Hallerton. I stopped about 15 minutes ago to change all my food and stuff and put my layers on. I actually had a funny interaction with the person I was leaving. He offered me a lift. He asked how far I've got left to go, so I lied and I just said Foxton, which is the next stop. I didn't want to tell him the truth, but anyway, here's my birthday donut. Had to be done. Just stopped in a phone box. I didn't know they still existed, to tie my shoe laces. Yeah. I don't know if you can see, but there's a dog there. I don't know how I'm going to get through. Need to find a detour. So this is a note for the FKT website. I am currently 72 kilometers in. I'm trying to go through this gate here, as the sign says. I'm outside the farm. I've just had a dog run up to me, like a farm dog, pretty aggressive, and there's no one in sight, so I'm gonna have to try and find a detour. I think it's not a shortcut. I'm gonna head east and pick up Langton Beck Road, I believe, onto the next village, which runs parallel to this path actually. I've started feeling pretty good mentally, so I'm happy. I'm just doing some rough maths in my head. I'm running a little bit, but obviously walking quite a bit as well, and I'm 10 hours 35 in, which means I've roughly got 13.5 hours left till the 24-hour mark, and I've got 90k left, so that equals to 10k every hour and a half, so that's a 9 minute per kilometer pace, which I think is definitely doable. That's my walking pace with a little bit of running, a bit of rough terrain. I think I'll get there. It'll be close, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. These hand warmers have changed everything. I was feeling really down in Hallerton, really cold, but you know, it would be a good reason to DNF, having cold hands and not being able to do anything. But now I think the fight or flight mode actually got activated within me, and now I'm feeling ready to fight properly. So yeah, the rain's not too bad, and the snow, I think it's snowing. I got used to it now. As long as these waterproofs keep working, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the plug. 12 hours has just passed and I'm completely soaked again. I can't feel anything, so yeah, just gotta make it to Foxton now, which is 5k away, and then I'll see if there are any buses or taxis running for Leicester. It's a shame, but I don't feel safe enough. My pace has slowed down. I don't feel safe enough walking in this for another 12 hours. So that's it. I'm nearly done with my half around. So when I got to that village, I looked at Google Maps for nearby hotels, and I actually found Premier Inn, which is just up the road here. It was only like a mile and a half walk, so I'm just gonna get there. I've checked online, they've got rooms. Oh, I can't wait. It's been a bit of a crazy day. Not the day I wanted, but definitely the right call at the end. So it's the end of January and I'm back in Kendal, and I thought I'd give you a quick update on how I'm doing. So physically I'm doing pretty well. I've just done a 50k week spread over 4 days, including an 18-kilometer day yesterday. So those legs are feeling good. I've only got a slight niggle in my knee. Mentally it was a bit more difficult. So initially I felt satisfied with my choice. I felt it was the right decision. But after that I felt quite frustrated. It was my second DNF in a row, and yeah, quite a bit of frustration and how it turned out. So I was thinking about going back in early February to try and finish what I started. But after a few days I decided to be more mature about it and accept what happened. I've got Bob Graham Round in 14 weeks time, and I want to approach it with respect it deserves. So instead I'm going to try and focus on proper training and try not to jeopardize that and the rest of my season. I won't be recording that because again I want to fully focus on it. Instead I'll be recording the Dales Traverse, which is a 55-kilometer race, which is the part of the Northern Traverse weekend at the end of March. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow me on my socials and to this account, and I'll see you soon.